something.
They play. They're playing right now, so.
Welcome, guys, to another Tuesday evening of Talking Iowa Hawkeye Sports. We're going to talk about some of the women's awards today in the Big Ten. We're going to preview the Michigan game. I'm really looking forward to that game. And then we'll close it off by going over the Preseeds in wrestling and just what that means for Iowa in the standings. To finish the Big Ten. I'll just give you a hint. The seedings could say that could be Iowa's worst finish in a long, long time. If they've ever finished that bad. But anyway, we'll get to that later.
Pretty hard to predict their finish in the Big Ten.
Right.
Because of
what they've done is
the muddled seedings. They could finish anywhere from 4th to 6th or 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, when you take the seedings just as they are at face value, the Preseeds, Iowa's points add up to 7th place. Okay. But we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. And we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
But first of all, Kelvin, did you have anything news that didn't have anything to do with the women today?
Well, the only news I had was I was trying to find out that girl's high school name. Her name was like Snooky or something, and she's from Council Bluffs. And anyway, she set a tournament record today for her class, which was 4A or 5A. And anyway, she scored 47 points. I think it's Council Bluffs St. Albert's, but I don't know. And she did it this morning because it was all over the news.
Okay.
And anyway. Yes, it will. Anyway,
big time.
Iowa, she's a really skinny girl, like 6 foot tall.
Her name is Melina Snoozy.
What?
Melina Snoozy.
Well, thanks for telling me.
Nice.
Anyway, I spotted her last year in the tournament, and I said, well, that's the best girl in the tournament. And lo and behold, she was just a sophomore last year. And I'd never heard of her before, but I put it on On3 thread, and people told me about her, and Iowa offered her, but I haven't heard anything about visits or anything. It might be a non-committable offer. I don't know. But then the only other news I found out was, I don't think I mentioned it on the pod the other night, was the Nayrot kid, who is either the first or second best quarterback now in the nation in high school. The guy that taught him how to throw the football's Nathan Chandler.
Interesting.
The ex-Iowa Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And I think he's I don't know if he's the Chandler that's the coach at Iowa City Regina now or not. But anyway, lot of arrows pointing towards Iowa, and that's about all the news I can think of.
Okay. Well, let's start with this one on the women's side.
Mm-hmm.
Here's our player coming in next year, McKenna Walisco. He was named Player of the Year at Cal High Sports, which is that's the high school sports association here in California. So, Player of the Year.
Yeah, well deserved. Yeah, well deserved. Yeah. Calvin was right. Yeah, I was watching like YouTube videos on her. I'm like, wow, she is the real freaking deal.
Wait a minute. We have Real Deal on our team.
Oh, I know we do. We do. Yeah. Talk about Deal's part of that. Is it all freshman team? Right?
Yeah. We're going to get to that, though. We're going to get to that.
Yeah,
we're going to get to it.
We'll talk about it. The funny thing is that Velitsko, I guess, was California player, and people are wondering if the really the best player in California, the junior guard Malika Smith or whatever her name is, people are talking about her might be visiting Iowa here. So, but she's an underclassman, but she's the best. She's supposed to be the best player in her class. You know, she's a point guard that reminds you of Caitlin. Not as tall, but.
Right.
Alrighty. Guys, I didn't do this completely, but here's our first team Big Ten players. We've got Ava on the team, as you can see. I did not see that one coming. Did you guys, or did you?
To be honest, she had the numbers
on the team,
right? And she had the numbers, and people are still going to double team her, and she's still going to, get her double. But I don't know. But I mean, I think everybody was kind of shocked. I was thinking at least second team for sure, her and Hannah. But at least we got one on the first team, one on the second team.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can't read these names because it's so small on my thing, and it's probably even worse for you guys.
The first one up top, I can just tell by what school they're from, is Wallace, the player for Illinois, and then there's Ava, and then there's Sellers from Maryland, and Swords and Olson from Michigan, and then there's the four unanimous players on the team are Cambridge, Betts, Kiki Rice, and the great freshman Jazzy Davidson, and then Sellers. The M on top is Okinawa, whatever her name is, for Maryland.
Man, nice pronunciation. Nice job.
Yeah, the only difference on my first team I didn't have the Illinois player. I had Britt Prince on my first team.
Yeah.
And on the other first team, there's two different first teams. Britt Prince is on the other first team. So
Ava's on both, I believe.
Yep. She's probably like the fifth or sixth top vote getter, maybe. Of course, them two Michigan girls, they were no-brainers first team too.
Yeah. This one's a little harder to read. This is the second team.
I can read it as well.
Hannah makes the second team.
Yeah, Shay, is it Chizetsky? I don't know how to pronounce it. The one from Indiana.
A girl from Indiana. She made the first team on the other.
Okay.
On the other first team. Dean didn't have the other first team pictured.
Kennedy Blair from Michigan State. Grace Van Sluten from Michigan State. And then Grace, you want to pronounce that, Kelvin?
Right, there's that Gretchen or whatever her name is from Minnesota was real good.
Yeah. Tori McKinley from Minnesota. There's Prince from Nebraska. Fizzo from Oregon. And then Jacquez from UCLA and Dunn from USC. Mm-hmm. And then to the right, you got Barry Wallace, you got Hannah, and then a girl from Northwestern, the Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
And then
like somebody for Penn State.
Yeah, Mick Miller, can't pronounce her first name. And then Jacquez from UCLA. Knepkins from
UCLA,
and then Sellers from Washington.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's pretty much all these names were pretty much the names that you guys were digging out of the.
Yeah, well, Calvin was too, for sure. Yeah.
Boy wants to shout out tonight. 2K Dogs and Dino.
Call it.
Okay.
Dino from Flintstones. I love that. That's good.
Yeah.
I
And
wasn't.
here's
I
Timothy
wasn't.
again. Here's
I
Timothy
wasn't
again.
real. Go ahead.
Okay. Timothy says, I'm not surprised by all this. There aren't 4 players better than her in the big. Betts, Cambridge, Olsen, and then Ava.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a lot of good players in the Big Ten, but I wasn't surprised by any of the awards today except for Addie Deal making the freshman team.
Well,
That's
we're going
the
to
only
get
one
there.
that surprised me.
Try to keep your hold your peace there for a minute.
I just said I wasn't surprised by any of these choices.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't either.
Okay, I for some reason I missed the third team, but on one of them, Chit Chat's third team, Big Ten, and on the other one, she's honorable mention.
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty. Timothy says McKenna is really talented at 6'2", rim runs, has back-to-back basket game, faces up. She's a level scorer and she's very efficient in her shooting. Boy says, "Oh boy."
Oh boy, what?
Oh boy, BOYY is in the house.
Uh-huh.
Of course, B and myself. Okay, that's boy, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so I didn't have the third team up. I want to get the rest of the stuff before we get to the freshmen because I know we're going to have newcomer of the year. I know you guys nailed this one pretty good.
Yeah. So
Jazzy
good.
Davison.
I watching the game the other night, or what was it, a couple weeks ago? She had 30 in a game. I was like, wow, this girl is impressive.
Yeah, I got in an argument with a guy on Facebook today.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
You don't argue.
No, I just put up a picture of Jazzy Davison or whatever, and he said newcomer of the year should have been Chit Chat. And I go, do you watch Big Ten basketball at all? I said, Jazzy Davison was a unanimous first team Big Ten player. Chit Chat made one third team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know we can all be biased towards our Iowa people, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That Jazzy Davison, the number one freshman in the country, was the best newcomer in the Big Ten.
Well, when you score 30 points in a game, and
well, she averaged.
Yeah.
Every one of her statistics was better. Chit Chat might have hit a little higher 3-point shot, but it wasn't. It wasn't really. There wasn't really a contest in that award. But
and you got to think about this.
That we support
she's a true
her.
freshman.
We should all love Chit Chat. We should love all the Hawkeyes players, but we ought to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, here's our player of the year, as you guys already. I think all three of us said it. No, actually, I think Calvin said it, but he said it should belong to Cambridge.
Right. Yeah.
I said Betts won it before the year even started.
Yep.
I think Cambridge had the best year. I still do, but that's all right.
No, yeah, exactly.
No big deal. Cambridge. Well, Juju will probably come back next year and win it, but I was going to say Cambridge will probably win it the next 3 years. So.
Yeah. So. Alrighty, Corey Close makes the Big Ten Coach of the Year, as predicted, but I don't agree with it. That's just stupid because her team did exactly what it was supposed to do. She has more talented players than anybody else in the Big Ten. Her team was picked to finish first in the Big Ten. Her team is picked to challenge for a national title. And so how can she be Big Ten Coach of the Year? Because the team is doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Okay? I think the media and coaches were lazy on this one. Like I said, I think it belongs to either Minnesota, Iowa, or possibly Maryland as Coach of the Year. Because
I could only see the Minnesota coach as their only competition. But no Big Ten team has went undefeated and nobody predicted that they would go undefeated. But
Right. Yeah.
anyway,
Sky's so
it's
light
like
when you go
Bobby Knight.
undefeated in the
It's
Big
like
Ten.
Bobby
You know?
Knight. Bobby Knight winning national coach of the year and Big Ten coach of the year with his undefeated teams. It was just something you don't see,
Right.
and that would be the reasoning behind it. But
Right.
it is what it is.
I have a couple of books by Bobby Knight, and they are really, really good. You learned a lot from Bobby Knight back, when he coached. And then in the book, it kind of shows a couple of pages that shows like what plays he ran, and very inspirational coach. Besides the temper tantrums on the sidelines and the chair throwing, and but I mean,
He was a genius. He was a genius
exactly
as far as the basketball goes.
Right.
So,
And then here's a list of the Iowa Big Ten women's basketball. I mean, not Big Ten women's basketball sportsmanship honorees. Taylor McCabe made the list. I don't know how they choose them or what the criteria is.
I don't either.
Well, Taylor McCabe was known for if a girl fell down on the other team, she'd help her up. That's probably part of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or
I mean,
going
I'd
for,
like
like,
to know what
loose
the
balls and
criteria
everything.
was. Some of these girls are pretty vicious, like Poffenbarger. Poffenbarger, very vicious young lady on the court. I don't think I wouldn't give her a sportsmanship award for 1 minute.
Whatever Ohio State player took care of Taylor McCabe when her knee blew out. I hope she's on that list, and I bet she is. I bet Jan and Iowa made sure the Big Ten office knew that story. Is there any Ohio State players on the list?
Chance Gray.
Yep, Chance Gray.
What?
Chance Gray.
That would probably be the girl that was matched up against Taylor McCabe in the game. So,
okay. All right. Now, finally, let's discuss this one. This one's controversial for a couple of us. I think a lot of fans from what I saw online today. This is nothing. Addie Deal makes the all-freshman team. Now, and I think it was coaches only. Yeah. Coaches only.
And media.
Did she make it for the media?
Nope, just coaches only. She is the only one for coaches only.
Yeah. So I think this to me is a little controversial. Nothing against Addie Deal, because Addie Deal is going to be, she's going to be Caitlin Clark before she leaves Iowa. She's going to be great. I just don't think her season this year was as good as Journey Houston's, and I would say that Journey Houston should have been on this team, flatly, hands down. Not even a contest in my book.
There is, the only place on the internet that this is controversial is so funny is on Iowa Facebook, because the Iowa Facebook fans watch the team more than anybody, more than the Ohio State fans and all that stuff. The Iowa fans are the ones. It's not that we don't love Addie Deal. It's just like that is not right. Because mathematically, I threw this out on the internet today and on 3 and probably on our chat. I said, if you took the number of bad games that Journey Houston had, it'd be less. And you put up the number of good games that Addie Deal had, they'd be about the same. It'd be about the same probably. Journey probably only had 2 bad games the whole year, and Addie probably only had 3 good games.
Yeah, I mean,
she had them in about a week and a half, but
yeah. I we all got a doubted Deal at the beginning, and then she kind of got her feet wet, and now she's got almost a whole Big Ten season besides the Big Ten tournament under her belt, playing against that competition. But so does Journey. And I like Journey, just the way she handles herself. And to me, she doesn't seem nervous on the court. She knows what she needs to do, and she does it. Deal, on the other hand, she looked a little nervous the last couple of games when she started. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I saw it. I saw like she was communicating, trying to communicate with the players of where she needed to be on the court. She tried to pass that no one was there.
Yeah.
So the decision making with Deal, I like Journey's decision making when she's on the court better than Deal's right now. But that's just my opinion, you know.
So here's the deal.
Journey was better in every statistical category on the season, maybe except one. So,
okay. Tim says the coaches probably picked Addie because when they're doing their scout on Iowa, Addie is high up on that scouting report. Here's a
I don't know
Kyle,
about
you
that.
sent this morning. I want to read it.
I did.
Okay, stat of the day. Deal has double figures in 5 games. In 5 games, totaling 79 points. In the other 24 games, she has scored 79 points. Okay.
Actually, I didn't say that. I think Kelvin said it, I think, or someone said it.
I thought you said it.
I didn't.
No.
Probably Chad Lisko or something. I just read it when Dean put it up. But.
Oh, okay. I thought you said that. Maybe somebody else did.
Nope, I did not.
Okay, so okay. Who knew? Anyway, I probably copy and pasted it and stole it from somebody. But here's the other thing too. Addie Deal finally was coming around. She had 2 great, fantastic games. It looked like she was feeling loose. And then Jan went and threw her in the starting lineup almost immediately against USC and UCLA. And you know, she just didn't perform well. And I don't remember if she started against Minnesota or not. She may have on that 3rd game of that losing streak.
I don't know, to be honest.
The only reason Addie Deal is there is the Lauren Betts effect. She's the famous recruit on the Iowa team. You know.
Oh, my God. Okay, hang on for a second. I accidentally. Sorry, bud.
No, you're good. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some more water. So
Addie Deal,
keep going,
Addie Deal's one of the biggest recruits in the Big Ten. Therefore, the coaches put her on the freshman team. It's like Lauren Betts was the preseason player of the year, so everybody, you know, Lauren Betts was hard to beat as the player of the year in the Big Ten this year. Addie Deal did win Freshman of the Week twice, but that was just because she had 2 hot weeks in a row, you know. But it isn't. Addie should walk over and give that certificate to Journey. Say, I'm sorry. And I love Addie Deal. I don't think she's ever going to be anything near Caitlin Clark, but she's going to be a real good player.
Okay. All right, and I believe is it tomorrow or tomorrow starts the Big Ten women's tournament.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of tournament stuff going on. Yeah.
Man, we got a big thing on Friday. We got Iowa playing, and then the World Baseball Classic, USA plays at 7:00 as well. So a lot of. And then you got conference tournaments. I'll be watching basketball on Saturday.
Yeah. And the USA women start playing their preliminary games next week.
Well, there's a Big Ten wrestling going on, so.
Yep, this weekend too. We're going to get to that wrestling, but we're going to hold it to the end in case nobody's interested.
Yeah, I doubt that I watch a lot of world baseball, but I'm understanding that some people do. So,
yeah. Okay, Tim Williams again. Here's what I mean. When the teams are doing their scout on Iowa, a vocal point is probably not letting Addie get going because when she does, that means she's getting to the rim and shooting really well. So what he's probably saying is, huh?
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. That's what I'm saying. That sounds
not
actually
at all.
like a pretty reasonable thing. You know.
Mhm.
I think when a Big Ten team is doing a scout, they do a deep dive on everybody that plays. So they'd have a deep dive on Journey Houston also.
Right.
The big thing on Journey Houston would be please box her out because she gets more rebounds per minute than any other player in the Big Ten. and you better
Especially
guard her because she shoots 54% from the field, even out to the 15-footer. So
yeah, and I think part of it too was Addie's deal, her name coming in because you saw that in the preseason and in practice before they even played a game, all the focus was on Addie Deal. Journey Houston wasn't getting any interviews. Only one guy interviewed her, and you guys know who that is.
Yeah,
Your
Dazzle
boy.
did. Yeah, because he's from
only
there.
one guy
He watched
interviewed
yeah.
her. He interviewed her a couple different times. Not one other media. They pretty much had her buried in the stands and didn't think anybody was interested. And I kept telling people a lot of icicle. What about Journey Houston? I would like to know more about this girl. Why don't we interview her ever? Why are we just going after Layla Hayes and Addie Deal?
I'm going to tell you this because Journey's not like the, flashy type of person. She's kind of quiet, kind of lets her game do the talking, as we can see, and what Calvin, just referred to about, on the scouting report. Yeah, you probably got to jot down Journey Houston to box her out because she gets a lot of offensive boards and keeps our extra possessions. So
yeah, when you get to the Jan talked about their scouting report last night on her show. And when you get to the Big Ten level, this ain't high school basketball anymore. They scout everybody that is going to play, and
every little detail
they pay as much attention. They pay as much attention to Journey as they
Who's
do
doing the dishes?
I don't know. Somebody just broke all the dishes.
No, she did. She was just getting some ice.
The thing you have to point out when Journey Houston was a sophomore, she was a 5-star. When she committed to Iowa, she was the number 15 player in the country, probably as high or higher than Addie Deal was at the time. But she hurt her knee, didn't play for 2 years, so she dropped to the 67th player in the country. And when nobody sees you play, you fall out of mind.
Right. Right.
You're not on the radar anymore. That's part of it. But anyway, congratulations to Addie.
Yeah, great job, Addie. By the way, Timothy Williams, I forgot about this because I think we mentioned this. He goes, I was surprised Addie made it in over Parchment from Illinois. I was shocked because she's been good all year.
Parchment wasn't on the rookie team?
Nope.
That's bull crap.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Parchment averaged twice as many rebounds a game as Addie Deal scored.
There you go. All right. Deal is good, but her ball handling skills are not so good, though, like I say, a little bit lame. That's from Boy. Yeah, early on, I was, she was kind of a turnover machine, but I don't think she's a big turnover machine anymore. Do you guys?
I think she got that under control. I think
they quit playing her at point guard.
Well,
now they put in Stremlo as their other point guard.
Yeah,
so.
and she doesn't dribble into traffic, and and with nowhere to go with the ball, and everybody's just reaching in there, grabbing the ball out of her.
Right.
I remember in the preseason, some of these guys, even the expert on 3, he was saying, Addie Deal will be the backup point guard, and then Addie was saying, they'd go, what's your position? And she goes, well, I'm a point guard, and she ain't.
Yeah, right.
She ain't fast enough. She ain't quick enough. She ain't good enough ball handler. She can improve. She's improved a billion miles during the year. So,
yeah.
Anyway.
So, but anyway, I wanted, you were talking a little bit about Jen's talking about recruiting last night. Not recruiting, but scouting. Did you
She
happen
said
to
her
catch?
best scout. She said her best scout, or the three coaches that do the scouts for her, are Randy Peterson, of course, Abby Stamp, and the male guy. Is his name Josh?
I don't know
I can't.
who
And
her
she said
other
he's a.
staff is.
She said he said at the Big Ten tournament that the coaches can attend the Big Ten tournament, so he'll be sitting there, and Abby and Randy and the other coaches will sit there and do a live scout too. And he's very good at picking up verbal and hand signals to know what plays they're running.
Well, what he'll
And,
do is what
Wow.
she said he'll do is he'll put on a headset, close his eyes, and listen for things coming out of those huddles and stuff.
She said that we'll try to get him seated closest to whatever team we want to scout the most, which will probably be in that first game. I imagine will be Illinois versus Wisconsin. And then she said the team that'll give them the most difficulty would be Michigan State, because they haven't played them for a while. So the scouting report on them is not fresh in the players' minds like it would be Illinois and Wisconsin.
Right. So, that makes sense.
She went on and on about how great a coach the Illinois coach is.
And the Illinois kids might although come in with a little bit of a revenge factor, because they feel like Iowa stole that game from them. And, and really Iowa did.
They also might come into the game saying, my God, we didn't hit a 3-point. We didn't miss a 3-pointer, and we still lost.
But I think Jan also said that next couple of years, watch out for Illinois. She kept saying that too. And I'm like, I agree.
The two youngest teams in the Big Ten, Illinois is the youngest, and Iowa is the second youngest. Iowa, of course, loses a lot more than Illinois does.
Right.
Now, VMS said that he wants to know where our male coach came from. I know that he was at Iowa a while ago.
He was at North Carolina.
North Carolina before he came back to Iowa. But he was at Iowa originally.
Yeah, he was a grad.
I think he was a video person at first.
I think he was a grad assistant, and then he went into video. He might have started by being one of them men that practices with the team.
Yeah.
But anyway, he went to North Carolina, which is North Carolina is a great state to live in, climate-wise, and it's also as good a basketball power or better in women's basketball than Iowa. Yeah. But he's in Hawkeye, so he came back. So
yeah. VMS also says he doesn't think Illinois will shoot like that again on the road. You know what? My golly, I said that kind of on the previous podcast. Could they possibly shoot like that again? I don't think they could. But you never know.
It's practically impossible. It'd be like buying 2 winning Powerball tickets in a row. I can't even buy one.
That's almost why I'd feel like I'd want to play Illinois again, because I think we can beat them. This time get out front early and stay out front as long as they're not bombing threes again.
I might agree with Calvin on Michigan State. I think Michigan State would be the more tougher opponent, because we haven't played them in a while. So
I didn't say that. I was quoting Jan.
Jan.
They hadn't played them for a while, so the scout isn't in Patty Gill's head so fresh, ain't in Chit Chat's head.
Right. That does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think whoever we play in that first game is going to be a really tough game. Stay out of foul trouble. Hopefully Hannah's elbow is back to where she can play.
Right.
He goes, Illinois isn't shooting like that again. They're not even that type of team, according to Tim. And VMS says he put an LOL. I live in North Carolina. Are you a Hawkeye who's living in North Carolina, or are you a Carolina fan who's following the Hawks? Tim says, and this is what I said also the other night, I don't know if I want to play this team. Michigan State presses, so that's always a scary element as well. But I think we've done a very good job lately of handling the press. Don't you guys think?
Yeah, I hope you read the analytical thing I sent you on the women by that Dan guy from Pella, Iowa. He's like an ex-coach or something, about a deep dive into what teams we don't want to play in the NCAA tournament and what teams we could play and do really well against. He was talking about the top ones. And he mentioned that Texas didn't have a good defense or a good press. We'd rather play them than play LSU. LSU was about the last team other than South Carolina and UConn that we would want to ever play, because LSU really turns the other team over and rebounds very well. And
who do you remember besides Texas that was a good match for Iowa? I did read the article, but I can't remember.
Texas ain't a good matchup for Iowa.
I think Texas was about it. I don't know that Oklahoma's a lot better for us to play than they were last year. They have more young players that they had to integrate into their system. But Texas was the one that stuck out there, you know.
Yeah. Well, I just you guys saw that, they moved us from the Fort Worth to the Sacramento because they wanted to give us the 2 seed. And now instead of playing like Louisville to get to the Sweet 16, I mean, not the Sweet 16, but get to the Elite 8, we'd have to play Oklahoma.
Yeah. Louisville's rated higher than Oklahoma.
You think so? Okay.
Why not? I think Louisville's ranked 9th or 10th, and Oklahoma's 12th. Because Oklahoma plays in such a tough conference that you can't go every week and be unbeaten.
No, but Oklahoma, I think, would do very well in the Big Ten. I mean, they got all those tall girls, and they really impressed me with the way they played against us last year. And it's just you can't get mad the fact that we lost the game. You just have to look at it and say they were a better team.
They do a really good job spreading the floor and using their bigs very well. But then when you got big guards, that's hard to come by. That's hard to guard. Just in the Big Ten.
That Beers gal, it's so big that just roughed Ava Hayden up. Last year, all they did was they had Beers on Ava Hayden. Ava couldn't guard her. And they had Beers, and then they had another player, and they double team Ava because she was our hot player last year.
Yeah, they did a really good job going high-low and getting the ball inside. And good job.
By the way, Oklahoma's freshman player Chavez, whatever her name is, I think I read the other day that she set an SEC record. She's made 50 free throws in a row or something like that.
Yeah,
wow,
she's
crazy.
She's
due to miss. She's due to miss. Nobody can keep that up. Boy says that Jan's coaching better. Alrighty.
Jan says she is too.
Timothy, I heard that. Timothy Williams says they moved us so that we wouldn't have a UConn, Iowa, and Texas LSU rematches. And of course, VMS is quoting the obvious. Oklahoma smoked us last year.
Yeah, that was tough the first half.
Yeah.
Big time.
Guys, I got to tell you something. I forgot to share this out for everybody so that we'd have some viewers tonight. And we got pretty good size of viewership tonight.
Well, I think
thanks, guys. Thanks for finding us without me having to tell you that we're on.
It's like most of the podcasts that I listen to, I don't have to be told when they're on because I subscribe and it automatically pops up.
Yeah, same.
All I gotta do is like Corey Brady's show was on today. It popped up. I listened to it for a little bit, and
is that the one he does with Mark Rogers?
Yeah, I wish they had more. I wish they had an expert on the goddamn show. Excuse my language.
Right. I mean, you're not wrong though.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Boy says Louisville just lost to Notre Dame. I think today.
That was last night. I think that was last night.
Both of them lost.
Louisville played Notre Dame.
Yeah,
Got the
there's
ACC tournament. Okay.
I don't know. I wouldn't have thought they'd played that early
Not
in
yet.
the tournament.
No, not yet.
Yeah, you don't have to feel too bad if you lose to Notre Dame. You know, they're a pretty good program. So,
Mm-hmm.
All right. Beers can't. This is from Timothy Williams again. Beers can't stay out of foul trouble to save her life. It's amazing how fast Ava has learned not to foul, but a senior like Beers has not. But, here's something else, too. Thinking about last year's Oklahoma team, I don't remember which one of the ladies on our team was interviewed, but one of them, said that they didn't like the way things went in that Oklahoma game last year. That's kind of sticking in their craw a little bit. And I wonder if they wouldn't mind having a rematch with Oklahoma.
wasn't a very quick whistle. It was a physical game.
Mm-hmm.
The referees letting them play, which that's kind of normal in the NCAA tournament.
Right.
And of course, that would keep Ava Hayden in the game longer.
Mm-hmm.
So Ava's had a hard time with fouls this year. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and Kelvin VMS said just exactly what you said. He just worded it different. Less finding and more YouTube autoplay. So, all right, guys. Anything else on the women's before we go and talk about the men?
Do we have to?
This is kind of like last year. Last year.
It's a hell of a lot.
Fran as our coach.
It's like a hell of a lot brighter to talk about men's basketball than it is to talk about wrestling, in my opinion. But
okay, that might be a little bit better.
The men's basketball season's actually been successful this year.
Yeah,
we're just playing a hell.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it does appear that our season's gonna, regular season's gonna end on a thud. I mean, I would be surprised if it didn't. But when you look at it, he did exactly what we hoped he would do, and he did better than Fran's last 3 seasons here. Fran's last 3 seasons were like, what the heck?
But the thing is,
we
may have a shot against Nebraska at Nebraska. I can still see a physical game, but we got to play. We have to play our best.
In every basketball game, you have a shot. We have a shot against Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
They'd have to shoot. They'd have to shoot poorly, and we'd have to shoot better,
right?
And all that.
Take care of the ball. Take care of the ball.
They're so big. They did lose their starting guard against Illinois. Catron or whatever his name is, blew out his knee. Unfortunately, I feel sorry for that young man. But
my thing is that with Michigan, apparently they're not a good 3-point shooting team. So we can let them shoot threes all night and see how well they do. We just got to stop them inside, I guess.
I sent Dean their stats, and I thought they looked pretty damn good in every category myself. Rebounding, turnovers was their worst with 12 turnovers, which Iowa usually turns it over about 9 times. But rebounding and all their shooting percentages were good.
Yeah. Just for a second here, just a little off topic. Women's wrestling has nationals on Friday and Saturday this week. Golly, I know we forget about. I like women's wrestling. I forget about it because it's never on TV. You can never find it. But the thing is,
they're better than the men's wrestling. I'm just going to say it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they are.
That's the truth.
Yeah. She's built herself quite the program.
Yeah. She's lost 1 duel in like 3 years. So yeah. They're better, but they did get upset this year.
That one duel,
I don't know.
That one duel match.
And I don't know if that was a freak deal or whether that other team is ranked first or second, because I don't follow the team ratings anymore in women's wrestling. But
yeah.
I was
Right.
shocked when they lost, but
Okay, VMS says, I'm happy with the Iowa Bulldog season. Can't wait for an actual off season with recruiting. I love that. Iowa Bulldogs. Hadn't
Yeah.
thought about that.
yeah.
Yeah. All righty. Let's get back to the men. All righty. The Iowa Bulldogs.
That's pretty good.
No, I wish I'd have thought of that.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. That's good. That just made my night. That's pretty good.
I don't know what Northwest Missouri State was called, but we probably got more members of that team that was recruited for that team than we did actually
They
for Drake.
are Northwest Missouri State Bearcats. My
Yeah,
uncle went to Northwest Missouri State.
It's the Iowa Bearcats.
Yeah, Iowa Bearcats.
Oh, guys, I was informed today. This is kind of off the topic, but it's on my mind. That Iowa State Cyclones may be adding acro and tumbling to its repertoire of women's sports. And I know that because my granddaughter is involved in acro and tumbling on a national level, and and is currently checking out colleges for her to take her skills to. All right,
They were talking on 3 since they're eliminating their women's gymnastics program.
Yeah, Paula was on earlier.
Whether they would take up wrestling, but
yeah, they should. VMS says Iowa Bullcat Eyes. That is classic. That's classic. I might leave that one up for a little while. That's classic.
Yeah.
Man, what did the mascot look like? That'd be a weird looking mascot. I tell you what.
Get to work on AI. Somebody get to work on AI and make a Bullcat Eyes. Alrighty, the Wolverines, as we already know, they clinched the regular season the other night against number Illinois. They are 27-2 overall. They're ranked number 3. I thought they were ranked number 1. I don't know who 1 and 2 is right now. 17-1 in Big Ten play.
Duke. I think Duke's number 1.
They lost to Duke last week.
Okay. Michigan has won 13 straight Big Ten games since losing to Wisconsin. No wonder we couldn't beat Wisconsin. Okay. Yeah, so let's see what else we got here. The team's only other loss, of course, is against number 3, Duke. Alrighty.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the Wolverines have 4 players averaging in double figures. I want to say they actually have 5 because it's 9.7. That's pretty much 10 points, wouldn't you say? If you got 9.7. So I'm going to say they got 5 averaging.
That is close.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if that guy that blew out his knee is one of them guys or not.
Oh, yeah, I don't know who that would be either.
His name's like K. John, something like that. Guard.
Yeah, and they have 7 players averaging at least 7.2 points a game for a team that scores 89 points per contest. Man, I'm kind of jealous because these used to be Fran's numbers on offense, and now we're lucky if we hit 70 points a game. But at least we're holding teams most of the time under 70.
Well, yeah, Fran is probably jealous that we got a 10-8 record in the Big Ten. So,
what's his record? Anybody know?
A pen? I have no idea.
Look it up, buddy. That's your assignment.
Okay.
I know he ain't in the Big Ten. So. Our team would be undefeated in the Ivy League. But...
Wow.
Ivy League.
This Michigan team can score so well. They've scored 90 points 11 times, 100 points 7 times. They're averaging 20.7 points, plus 20 points a game over their competitor.
Yeah. I don't want that
Ben
one.
said that their star on their team, Lukendahl, whatever his name is, the 6'10" forward. Mm-hmm. He said he's very similar to Bennett Sturts in that his first 2 years he played at a little dinky college, and then he went and played at UAB, and Bennett went and played at Drake.
Mhm.
And then they're in their first years at Michigan and Iowa, and their first team all Big Ten players,
Yeah. So we are honoring 3 seniors on the other Thursday night. Bennett, Husen, and Banks. Although Banks, he's going through senior ceremonies, but I'll bet you he comes back.
Didn't Calvin say he was thinking about coming back, or what do you guys
Yeah,
think?
they thought that
The coach said it. The coach said it himself.
And the Banks talked about it today.
Mhm.
He said he told him he ain't thinking about it because he wants to concentrate on the game. But and Ben says he's not involved. He's not involved with it, but they have a person at the university involved in getting him that other year, and there's a lawsuit. So,
of course, there is with everything on that when it comes to these guys and
with the NCAA,
right.
Okay.
He'll be back. So
yeah,
Man, if he comes back, that's huge.
Yeah, Michigan leads the series in this game, 100 wins to 68. Iowa has won 3 of the last 5 in the series, but the Wolverines won the most recent contest last year, 85-83 in Ann Arbor. Michigan has won 9 of the last 14 contests against the Hawkeyes and 5 straight from 2014 to 2017. Okay. Iowa's 43-40 all time in Iowa City, but Michigan has split the last 6 inside Carver Hawkeye Arena, so they're 3-3.
Yeah.
And so, okay, and this is a typo. They forgot to edit it, but it goes right into talking about the Nittany Lions pregame stuff. After that, I can't believe somebody forgot to go in and edit their stuff.
We really don't want to go in there and discuss that.
Yeah.
So Penn is 15-11.
Okay.
So,
that's not bad. That's about where Fran had Iowa at this time last year.
Right.
I don't know. I just comparing anything Ben's doing to what Fran does, to me that's just like apples and oranges. So
right. Yeah.
Well, all right. So we're gonna go through this in a minute. I had. Oh, wait a minute. I know where those are at. I didn't copy them down this time. What were you trying to show when you showed these game strips here?
There was Graham. I gave you the stats for Journey and Addie there at one point.
Oh, okay.
The stats for Michigan I sent them. There's probably 100 messengers between when I sent you that and
I got them right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so that Lukenberg guy, whatever you said his name was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The next guy on the team is Johnson with 13 points, but he's also wow. The first 3 guys, it's Lindenborg, Johnson, and Mariah, they all average 7+ rebounds a game, guys.
Ain't Myra the 7'3" guy from UCLA?
He's a center, so you're probably right.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So
I guess
this is just
try to box out.
This is kind of depressing to look at, really, guys.
I mean, we all know deep down that Iowa's going to get out rebounded. We'll say that. That's a big stat that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But then I kind of thought about it. I'm like, why don't we slow the tempo down? But then
that's what we do, isn't it? Isn't that what we do?
Yeah, but we slow the tempo down to like 7 seconds on the shot clock. I'm like, okay, maybe we should run a play. Yeah, and get it to the right person. that would be a nice gesture too.
That's kind of what we do every game.
We'll try to, yeah. And then we shot, and then we shoot and
Yeah.
miss,
The
and then we
thing
get
that I'm-
back in transition.
So the thing I'm scared of is a repeat of the Purdue game where they put their 7'3" guy right under the basket. Our whole offense is designed for cutting guys to make layups.
Yep.
Or Sturts shoot a 3-pointer, or Sturts shoot a shot,
Go
or
back
Alvaro
door.
may. If Alvaro's happens to have a hot night, he can be out there shooting, but that 7'3" guy scares me.
Yeah,
As far as
I agree.
as you go in there and we got a layup, but it's blocked.
Mhm.
But we're just gonna have to play our battle, and
Yep.
Yeah.
the only thing I am pretty sure of, I think we'll win the turnover battle, but big deal, But
Right.
So, okay, they average 19 assists a game, 6 steals a game, 6 block shots a game,
There's
12
there's
turnovers
one
a
stat
game.
Right there.
12 turnovers a game. They shoot 51% from the field goals,
Oh, that's not bad at all.
74% free throw, and 36% 3-point.
Yeah, they're balanced.
They average 41 rebounds a game. They have 19 assists a game. They have, like I said, I think I already did the steals. So
Mhm.
Yeah,
suffice to say, Iowa has their hands full.
Well, yeah, we're playing one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the country. So, but we're
Mhm.
playing at home, and we got a puncher's chance.
So
Right.
if Iowa makes the title game on Sunday, the women, does anybody watching the men's game on Sunday?
No.
The men's game, no, because the men's game is on. Is it the men's game on Sunday on Peacock?
I don't know. That's a good
Let's
question.
find out. Let's find out.
I think so. I think I looked and I thought, well, boy, I didn't get to watch that. So anyway,
And to be honest, I'll be watching the conference tournament games or whatever's on for basketball wise.
well, if the Iowa men were on TV, I would be watching the Iowa men.
Oh, for sure.
Any Iowa game, I don't watch some other college play. But
If
Yeah,
I was on, I'll watch it for a little while.
Yeah, just for the record, I never watch anything against Iowa. I don't do multi-view when Iowa's playing because I want to focus on Iowa.
I'm not even interested in Duke or Iowa State or anybody. I'm interested in Iowa.
Yeah. Nebraska game is Sunday on Fox at 4 p.m.
Okay.
That's about the time of the title game for the women, isn't it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I would think the title game would be on national TV closer to the noon hour or 1 o'clock. But
CBS. Dun, 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 dun.
Love that ringtone. I love it.
It was the Iowa Michigan game on regular TV, or do you know?
Let me look.
I should be because
That's the one that's on Peacock.
Yep.
Because I thought if it's a blowout, if it's a blowout by Michigan, I don't care if it's on Peacock.
Yeah.
Cal doesn't get updates on play-by-play.
Guys, you can't believe this. You can't believe it. Yeah.
Right.
7 p.m. game. Jeez.
What's 7 p.m.?
Yeah. The Michigan game.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, because it's 5-year time.
Yeah.
But
hey, guys, continue to talk about the Iowa-Michigan game for a minute. I'll be right back, and then we'll go into wrestling.
all right.
Okay.
Yeah, like we were all saying, we just got to play our game.
I seen on ESPN that Iowa has a 25% chance of winning, and that's their predictor, and it's probably or 22.9, something like that, and it's probably because we're at home,
Right.
And it ain't like
sure.
it ain't like we're a bad team. I mean, we're an above average Big Ten team, of course, and you got a fighter's chance at home. So,
yeah.
But
we just got to play our best. Got to shoot our best. Vulgaris has got to step out and shoot a little bit more threes, I think. And then offensively, we got to bring that 7'3" guy out to the perimeter. Make him guard those guards that can be quick and almost trying to get around him, but they can't because he's 7'3".
Yeah, I don't know how Michigan plays. I don't know if they play zone much. With a team as talented as Michigan, it probably doesn't matter what kind of defense they play because they're going to be taller, faster than most teams they play. But I know one thing: what they did to Illinois the other day at Illinois. Boy, that was scary.
Yeah,
Illinois to me is easily the second best team in the Big Ten.
I second that.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I second that.
Are you ready to move on, Dean?
Yeah, we got to push this along. I have to be off in 15 minutes.
Oh, perfect. Cool.
Okay.
All righty. Oh my gosh,
we can't see that.
Yeah, I can't even read it myself, and I'm using a magnifying glass. Dang it. Here, let me go back and get it. But anyway,
you got that Peterson's at 125 pounds. He's looks like ranked 8th. 133. The Drake is Ilea. That's how you pronounce that.
Ayala.
Yeah. He is ranked 5th. Nobody at one. Oh no. Is that Bakley or Eakley or at 141?
There's Bailey.
Bailey, that's it. Yep. I can barely. Man, Dean's right. Man, I have 20/20, but holy crap, I can barely read it. But
it should have a picture I sent of him of just the Iowa guys, and it was a lot bigger.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right. I did not see that one. Alrighty, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. All right, at 125, we've got our guy, Dean Peterson, 8th seated.
Yeah.
So he's got, we got Luke Littledahl, at number 1 for Penn State. At 133, Drake Ayala is only 5th. Another number 1 seeded wrestler, Marcus Blaze, at 133 for Penn State.
133 is a very good weight class. There's like 3 really good wrestlers there.
Okay. At 141, surprise, not a Penn State wrestler, number 1, Jesse Mendez, Ohio State. Iowa, Nassar Bailey, number 4. That's actually pretty decent for him. I didn't think he was going to be that high.
And the thing is, we only had one wrestler, looks like ranked below 10th on all of it. I'm not going to lie, because everybody else is above 10. You know what I mean?
I gotta tell you something, Kyle. I was not used to having somebody wrestle this late in the season. That's not below 10th.
That's
sense. Not rated higher than 10th in the nation. Right. These are Big Ten seeds. Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm just, I started watching a little bit of Iowa wrestling when they used to, do on IPBS, when they used to have what Friday night meets and then Sunday meets, and used to watch that over the years. And then with both brands, I don't know if it's really the coaching. I think it's the athletes of why Iowa wrestling hasn't been up to top notch anymore.
Well,
or is the coaching or the coaches that are coaching these kids.
There's more than one reason why the team's seeding's not good. Some of the guys have been wrestling injured, like Keeter, and Ferrari's been injured, and some of these guys have been banged up wrestling, so they ain't as good. But we've been buying a lot of wrestlers to come play, transfer into Iowa and stuff. But You going to continue with your seedings, Dean, or?
Sure. Yeah. At 149 is Shane Van Ness from Penn State. So far, I think that's 4 out of the first 5. And our guy is Ryder Block at number 8 seed. See, these are ridiculously low seeds for Iowa. Nebraska has a number 1 seed at 157. Adrell Taylor. Penn State guy, those number 2. Iowa guy, Victor Vovinovich, at number 10. Alrighty. Yeah, this is just not looking good for Iowa. Another number 1 wrestler, Messenbrink for Penn State. But Caliendo, number 2. Do you think this is the time that Caliendo finally beats this guy? If he gets to meet him. Okay, 174 is another Nebraska player, Christopher Mintu. And Patrick Kennedy's only number 3. These are guys, some of these guys we're reading started out number 1 or number 2 for Iowa at the beginning of the year. And it's just sad to see what's happened to this program. At 184, another Penn State wrestler, Rocco Welch, at number 1. And Angelo Ferrari, number 8. And he was ranked number 1 at that weight at one time. You know, look what happened, him sitting out. What happened to him?
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. I'm actually shocked that he's that low. 197, another Penn State guy, Josh Barr.
Gabe Arnold.
Number 13. Which doesn't surprise me. I don't like the way Gabe Arnold wrestles.
But he should never wrestle that bad to be 13.
I know. These are Hawkeyes we're talking about. Okay, here's last year's. I think he finished 3rd place for Iowa at heavyweight last year. Ben Keeter, number 10.
I got to actually get to watch him.
He was number 3 national last year.
Watching him at state was fun. When you're a 4-time state champion, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. I just got a feeling that he's going to end his wrestling career after this, but I don't know what he's going to do about football. Angelo's brother AJ is number 2 at heavyweight for Nebraska.
I think playing 2 sports for a big university like Iowa would be so tough on you mentally, physically, and emotionally. So I get why if Keeter doesn't go out for wrestling, but also when you're a 4-time state champion, you know, wouldn't you want to stick with wrestling and just kind of be that your main focus?
Well, that's what he was trying to focus on.
Right.
That's what he was trying to focus on. I maybe the hip surgery has slowed him way down more than people thought. That's the only thing I could think of.
Was this hip surgery? Was that from football or was that from wrestling?
He's had both hips operated on, and I'm sure that's the main culprit. Right. You know, on and
was it bothering him when he wrestled in high school, or was it more football?
I think during wrestling during wrestling is when he hurt his hips.
Okay.
What is this?
I didn't know. That's why I was asking.
I think this is his 3rd year at Iowa, right?
Yes.
But anyway, so Dean, we know that Penn State and Ohio State are 1 and 2, right? Is Nebraska the 3rd team?
I'm going to show you what. According to the way the seedings are set up, Penn State's number 1, Nebraska's number 2, Ohio State's number 3, Michigan's number 4, I think, Minnesota number 5, Illinois number 6, Iowa number 7.
Yeah, we're 7th. I saw that.
How did Nebraska get ahead of Ohio State?
I don't know. They're going by the seedings. Now this could change.
Well, I don't care about seeding.
Yeah, they have a chance on Friday, the coaches, to go in and argue the seedings, see if they can get their players a better seeding. But I don't know.
The seedings to me
Why
You
do
know,
they do that?
they seed them. They seed them to so the each one of these wrestlers, for the most part, deserves their seeding because they've proved it during the year. But
Okay.
what I'm saying is, I wanted that when I asked Dean about the teams. I was talking about their national rating for each team. Is Ohio State ahead of Nebraska or Nebraska
I
ahead
don't
of
think
Nebraska?
so. I think it'd probably be the other way around. It'd
I
probably be
thought
Ohio State.
I thought
Yeah.
Ohio State. I thought Ohio
Right.
State. I thought Ohio State beat Nebraska.
What does the college
I'm not
national
sure,
rankings look like in wrestling?
Yeah,
but
you would think that,
I'll
that Ohio
guarantee.
State would be ahead of Nebraska.
I'll almost guarantee you that Ohio State will finish
Mhm.
above Nebraska.
Oh,
Here you
100%.
go. Here are the rankings. Okay.
Yep.
Penn State, number 1, of course. Undisputed.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State, number 2.
There it is.
Oklahoma
Thank you.
State, number 3. Iowa State, number 4. Nebraska, number 5. Virginia Tech, number 6, which was Brand's Iowa team. Iowa dropping to number 7.
Hey,
And they're
top 10,
calling
I'll
them a
take that.
historically strong, currently in the top 10. Historically, they're usually like 1, 2, or 3 somewhere
But
in there.
we are historically strong. But
Yeah. North Carolina is number 8. North Carolina State, I mean. Minnesota, number 9. Illinois, number 10.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's nice that
The,
we have like the Big Ten has got a lot of teams in there.
Like, I follow wrestling pretty good. I always have. I've done it. Been following them for 50 years since Chuck Yagler was there.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought Ohio State had a lot better team than Nebraska did. I don't care about Big Ten seedings. You know, there's going
What
to
it
be.
boils down to is what these guys actually do. Like,
Exactly.
Well,
Iowa usually.
It boils down to is Ohio State wrestled Nebraska and kicked their butt in a dual meet. You know.
Yeah, I get it.
Right.
But what I'm just saying is, when it comes to wrestling in these tournaments, it depends on what you do and what you do when you're on your wrestlebacks. You know what they call the blood rounds.
And
I just learned that this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can remember. I remember a lot of times when Gable was coaching, we'd have some guy that's been having a young guy that was like Jeff Kerber having a mediocre freaking season, and Gable would get him fire lit under his rear end in the Big Ten tournament or the national tournament, and he'd be his 8th seed, and he'd end up getting 3rd.
Yeah.
You know, that's if a wrestler gets hot, like Ayala can get hot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Gabe Arnold, please get a fire under your butt. You know, I just think Keeter's hurt. You know,
Yeah.
and you know, Ferrari, if he's injured, that's his problem.
Right.
I don't know if he's healthy. You know, but
what is
he
lost one match. Yeah.
He was worth quite a few points. He was worth quite a few points in this tournament.
Yeah,
you know,
he lost. He's only lost one match this year. I believe it was to the Penn State, and he got injured in that match, or was it Ohio State? I don't know. One of those.
It was tied in the 3rd period, and he hurt his. It looked like his quad leading down to his knee. I can't remember whether it was Penn State or Ohio State. I think it was Ohio State, but
I can't believe he was ranked number 1 at the time, and he drops all the way to 8th. Come on, let's go with that.
That's what an injury does, you know.
Yep. Yeah. But anyway, he has a chance to prove himself, and Iowa's got to wrestle above its seedings, you know, to keep from one of its worst finishes in the Big Ten ever. They've got to wrestle above their seedings, but traditionally, Iowa does not wrestle above their seedings in either Big Ten or Nationals. They usually wrestle below their seedings, and you're always finding out about somebody who got upset. You remember the year in Nationals when we thought Spencer Lee was going to take home his 4th title. Okay, guess what? He got injured or something and decided not to wrestle the rest of the match, but he could have. Mm-hmm. They say that he really wasn't injured. He just took an injury and forfeited the rest of the match because in his term, if he couldn't win national title, there wasn't any point in wrestling.
I don't know.
Okay. Oh, anyway, guys, this has been a lot of fun. This is going to be one of our shorter episodes tonight, but I just found out when I went on my little break here a minute ago, I need to be off. So
No, you're good. You
I
gotta do what you gotta do.
I appreciate you guys, all the help you've been tonight and all the things we talked about. And I appreciate you guys, the listeners. You guys are doing great. We're getting more and more viewers. Our show from the other night has like 260 some views, I think. So thank you for that. And this show, I hope, gets as many too once we get it out there. But anyway, I appreciate you all. Don't forget to hit the subscription button because I forgot to tell you that. Hit the like button. It's right there. Both of them are right there in front of you. Please leave a comment.
Share it.
And share it. And share it. Please
I'll do
share
that
it.
tomorrow.
Okay.
That's
alrighty.
my homework. That's always my homework, guys.
Yeah. I always wait. I get
So I
up
don't
about 4 or
forget.
5. I always get up about 4 or 5 in the morning. That's when I share it because I want to catch everybody on their way to work or when they're getting ready for work.
Well, this will be in Kyle's messenger about 10 seconds after we get off. So
Yep.
Yeah, you guys are good at that. You're like my parents. Hey, make sure you do this. All right.
mhm.
Got it.
All righty. Okay, guys. Thank you. We're going to go out. Go Hawks and
Go
everything.
Hawk.
Thank you, Ellie Rue. Appreciate your comments. She says, thank you. Great show, guys.
See you.